runners do the Zelda escape sequence, and they're going to find a weapon on Uncle. It won't be the sword today. What do you want to see?
I want to see bombs.
Oh, bomb strat's always good. It really shows off the skill of the runners. But we got the 10 bomb drop, which is what the Uncle would normally give you, so I don't know that we're going to see it.
Uh-oh. That means, let's see. Can't be a boomerang. Wouldn't want to give people bow too early now, would we?
No, the bow's got to troll the runner somewhere deeper.
Exactly. We can't have that. So, let's see. Ice Rod. There we go.
I don't think the Uncle can give Ice Rod. He can give the Cannon Burner, though. And it's a Fire Rod.
Well, there goes our Fire Rod dream of being on the pedestal.
Yeah, that was quick.
Oh, well.
But the bombs in Link's Uncle's house means that all of our runners will be getting the 3 items off the back of Escape, so they won't need to worry about that.
Well, picking up a piece of heart this early on, everybody with 4 hearts, little bonus gift.
Yep.
So now everybody's into Hyrule Castle to begin the search for Zelda and get her out of there.
Doing a little bit of resynchronization.
Ooh. Since they all act now, they get a little bonus gift of a hammer, it seems.
The hammer this early?
Sequence.
Wow.
So a fire source, a weapon, and the hammer? I mean, what more could you need aside from the bow? At some
She's
point.
being really friendly at the start.
Well, they have bombs. Shield, too, now being picked up by everyone. And let's see. Now they're going to use their key, go up the stairs.
Mikon being the first one into Zelda's cell area. Let's see what we get from her. Just one of the keys.
I hear those might be useful to open locked doors and get on out of there.
I mean, theoretically, with the fire rod, you could just burn the door down.
Ah, well. I don't think they programmed such next-level strats into the randomizer here.
Alas.
I always hope for V31. Burn it all down. Interesting to note, we have 2 players with the hammer equipped and 2 with the fire rod. As what seems to be, until a sword is found, probably their main weapons of choice.
Yep, it's a bit of an interesting strategy. The fire rod lets you attack from range, but the fire projectile is going to introduce a little bit of lag, and it will take a little bit for enemies to burn to death. So it's going to be interesting to see how that balances out with the hammer's close range, but no lag.
Well, you do have to get pretty close with the hammer, and that hammer slash isn't exactly quick either.
No, and the hitbox can be pretty treacherous. Anybody who's tried to fight blind with a hammer can attest to that.
Oh, I saw plenty of that in a swordless run that I commentated on, and it looked, I guess, tricky would be the best way to describe it.
Yeah, Merc249 raising an excellent point. The runners that have closer to full magic have the hammer equipped, but the runners with less magic have the fire rod equipped.
Oh, pretty easy. They've been using the fire rod and using their magic.
That is very true.
Meekin using the last of his magic to take out the... let's see, that's a Keese that has the key to get out of there?
The rat's got the key, actually. The bat would be the keys.
Ah, okay.
Finding our first sword in the back of Escape, that's a nice pull.
A burrito and a rupee, not the most useful of other items, but overall, I'd say the sword's a pretty good thing to find.
Yeah, we're gonna need it.
For some people. So far, we've just done the escape sequence. A fire rod, a hammer, a sword, and a shield. And a bomb upgrade at the end of it.
Mm-hmm. And now it's going to be interesting to see which of our runners take the standard-ish route over to Kakariko and who takes the divergence. We're probably all going to see our runners go to Kakariko, but the question is who's going to do the lumberjack check, who's going to do a Lost Woods check. Minor time losses and gains either way.
Well, you could also access the Dark World at this point because of having the hammer, couldn't you? Or do you need gloves to be able to access it through the wood?
Bombs off the tree drop, that's interesting.
Well, only 20 rupees to be found in the Lost Woods.
Did you see that, Freako?
Probably not. I saw a bunch of people jump down and grab a piece of heart. I did not see what was in the lumberjack cave.
We got the Bombos medallion on lumberjack.
That could mean Ognum's in play if Misery Mire or Turtle Rock are crystals, and that would make them rather necessary.
Yeah, that could be the Agadream right there.
So we're living vicariously on part of the Agadream still being alive here. I'm all for it.
And in the DT is the first one with that knowledge. It's going to be interesting to see if any of our other runners bother to check lumberjack.
Well, the basement has another piece of heart, but nothing else that really seemed too interesting.
No breadcrumbs yet, but we'll see what we find in the well.
Yeah, with the fire rod already being found, I don't think Bombos would really be needed for Ice Palace. That's for sure.
Maybe. It depends on... Because the Bombos medallion is actually a little bit more efficient in terms of magic usage. So if our runners don't have full magic going into the Coldster fight, we got the flute at the bottom of the well. No better place for it.
Second shield, another heart. I believe everybody's on 7 hearts now. That means with the flute, it's my favorite time of the day. It looks like I'm going to have to stand up, remove my hat, and salute the Hylian national anthem. And yes,
and we may be seated.
The goose is loose, and it looks like we've released the Quacken. And assume in the name of DT we'll have the foul on the prowl. And I just can't think of a fourth meme for Willard here. I'm all out. I only got
Bradley's
3.
Gonna
Sorry.
Set the duck amok.
That is a good one.
So the only thing we're missing for like an optimal Kakariko is a bottle for the sick kid check. That's really the only thing we're missing.
Oh, having the flute, you could sort of forego that. It shouldn't be too hard to get back around if you happen to find the bottle somewhere else.
Certainly, it makes it a very, very much easier check.
Oh, another heart sitting on the library ledge, and now we're gonna check to see what's in the race game. A piece of heart, probably not all that important. Looks like everybody's gonna get on out of there.
Yep, we won't see anybody go back for that one. Our bottom runners making the standard South Shore loop. Killer App going up to Eastern already. Gonna check Saha's closet.
Kind of interesting because without the bow, it's going to be very difficult to finish Eastern Palace.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough sell to hit Eastern now. If you there's a possibility you can find Bow in Eastern, but it's not a bet that I would be really willing to make.
Well, we have a secondary fire source in the back room of Sashala's cave there. The lantern being picked up by Killer App.
And we got Mikon making short work of mini Moldorms. We're gonna see what items we get out of here.
Now, we've not seen a map check yet, have we? Ooh, hello. That was a cane on Mikan's side. And,
That was
Mini
indeed a
Moldorm.
cane. No, we haven't gotten a map check from our runners yet.
And Willard not far behind, picking up the cane as well. So I'm interested to see what's a crystal, what's a pendant.
Yeah.
Definitely going to affect where everybody goes once they're done searching most of the accessible area. Well, with the flute, just about everything's accessible. But we're going to have an ice palace check here. Or an ice cave, excuse me.
Merc is informing us that there's a hook shot.
Minor little thing they might need later on.
Merc is informing us that a map check was done by Killer App, and if you look at the bottom pair of trackers, we see that all White World Dungeons are in fact crystals, with a red crystal on Desert Palace.
Interesting. So that means Desert Palace is a 5/6 crystal. Eastern Palace and Tower of Hera are still, again, crystals. This could be interesting.
And between the hookshot and the hammer, we have logical access to Tower of Hera.
All right, so that really just means Ognum's only alive if Bombos is Mire or Turtle Rock, because they would definitely have to advance the Lumberjack to get the Bombos medallion, which we know is Lumberjack Cave.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting.
Oh, the old man rewarding Link with a bottle for his... I don't know if I trust that green goo inside of it, but, getting it from an old man, I don't know about that, but, once they head back for Thieves Town, you could have a sick kid check now with the bottle. Look like the ledge just had rupees on it.
And there's a glove. Glove and pearl in the lower part of Paradox Cave.
Wow.
That's a pull.
Oh, Killer App, unfortunately, bailing out of Death Mountain to turn in for the sick kid. I think getting the gloves in that upgrade, or Moon Pearl, would have been a little better than that bomb upgrade.
Yeah, definitely not going to end up being the right play. And the water toes.
Death Mountain just about has everything. I'm going to agree with chat here. That might be the new hype cave now.
Yeah, and with the flute, with the flute and the gloves, it sort of makes routing in the Zora area check really easy.
Well, you don't have to do any kind of fake flipper shenanigans, so we'll see what happens. Now it's just a matter of being able to raise the funding for the Zora investment. I think Meekin has found a 300 rupee drop somewhere along the way. So
that was an Upper Paradox Cave.
Okay, because he's sitting on 446 rupees and about to go into Tower of Hera.
And the boots on the floating island, that could be a thing.
And Killer
And
Rat.
mirror in the bottom of Tower of Hera. Good lord, this seed.
Well, I heard rumors that we had a time constraint, and if we get done in about an hour and 10 minutes, like this seed seems to want to be letting everybody finish almost immediately, I don't think we'll have too much trouble with time.
Yeah.
So far, Killer Rap is in Eastern Palace, and I've not seen anything of value yet picking up the compass so far.
Well, he's got the 2 chests in the room he's about to go into, so here's hoping. Or he'll be hoping.
In the name of DT following Meekin into Tower of Hera, about to be rewarded with the mirror. Actually, it already picked up the mirror, excuse me. Willard is exploring the old man cave. There he is, picking up the old man, and he's about to get his bottle.
And then he's probably gonna, he doesn't have hookshot, which means that the check is gonna be delayed for him. Mikon getting a little bit trolled by Moldorm.
I think it's one more hammer hit, and that should be the end of it. Yeah, there we go. 18 minutes, 7 seconds in. It looks like Meekin has picked up our first crystal of the game.
And whatever the item was on Moldorm, we all just missed it. So we'll see if anything new pops up on his inventory. Oh, no, it was a map. I just caught it on a restream for like a frame.
Oh. Moldorm holding on to old burritos. Oh, boy. Now, in the name of DT, just behind Meekin, finishing up Tower of Hera. Now, with the hookshot in tow, this is head for hookshot cave. Don't think you could do spike cave yet. Interested.
Yep, with that mirror, it's a quick check.
Interested to see where Meekin and In the Name of DT end up going.
Willard doing the Houlihan play, he's probably going to go to the Zora right now, or soon.
Well, Willard does not have either the hookshot or the mirror at this point. So I'm not entirely sure where he would end up going. Ended up picking up a bottle going back to Kakariko, and looks like Sick Kid for Willard.
Yep. Not going to be too pleased with that bomb upgrade. We got Mekon going into the Dark World, and it looks like we have Red Crystal on Turtle Rock, Red Pendant in Mire. So we won't be needing Bombos for the Mire, unless something has to be buried in there.
Well, Turtle Rock was a 5/6 pendant because it was red. So that's going to be our only hope there for having an Ognum required seed.
Yep. And our other pendants were Thieves Town and Ice Palace. Thieves Town being the green pendant.
Oh,
and the Titan's Mitts in the back of Hype Cave.
It's about to give Hype Cave a whopping 1 of 10, and then it delivered on that last chest there. The red orang was not too impressive.
No, it was not.
Turning into our Titan's gloves, that's a little more impressive. I'm going to give that a solid 4.5.
That's about right. But with the hookshot now, we're going to be making that Hera play.
Well, since they know where boots are, well, most of the runners do, having the gloves, or excuse me, the Titan's mitts for Meekin, wouldn't that put you on a direct course to go and snag those boots?
It would indeed, and it's going to be the logical play. It's what we're going to see from him, and we're going to see whether Aghanim is alive or dead at this point in time.
Oh yes, he's going to see the Turtle Rock medallion requirement. Come on, Bombos. 1 in 3 shot. Let's see what we got.
And it's Ether.
Womp, womp, womp.
That does mean we have to find Ether, though, and Ether could be anywhere.
That is very true. I think we can write off Bombos as just not going to be happening this game.
No. None of our runners are going to need it. Hookshot keep not paying out.
Now, that was not exactly impressive, a whopping blue orang there. Not much else.
Yep, the only thing Hookshot Cave being good for right now is the path to the boots.
Well, it's good for something, at least.
Yeah. And it looks like we have the rest of the items that we need for go mode are going to be the bow to complete Gannis Shower, obviously. And we need the Ice Rod for Turtle Rock, and we need the Ether Medallion. And Eastern Palace, that's correct.
So here's to the bow being on pedestal at this point. All right, prove me wrong here. How would pedestal? Well, I guess it could be the Ether Medallion too.
Pedestal could be the Ether Medallion as long as the Ether isn't required for access to Mire.
Well, we're not going to see a Mire check. I don't think anybody's really going to go in there.
No, it's a tough sell if you don't need to go in there.
I mean, with everything else that's accessible, I would pretty much bank on doing, well, everything else instead of that. Picking up the swag net.
And we got In the Name of DT doing his Skullwood play. Ran out of Fire Rod power, so now he's using the hammer.
Ooh, well done. Taking out Mothula for In the Name of DT and taking his second crystal. Oh no, Killer App 23 got voted off the island in the Moldorm fight.
Poor Killer App. Oh well, he can go back up there and do it real quick again.
Willard, on the other hand, being able to take out Moldorm there. So he has his first crystal at this point, and Killer App not far behind on the refight with Moldorm, taking him out pretty much immediately.
Mikon doing the lumberjack check. Gonna find out. Gonna be very concerned until he gets up to Turtle Rock and sees Ether for the access.
Well, let's see.
Oh, I know, he already checked.
Meekin's the one who actually checked it.
Yeah. I'm lost in the sauce.
Oh, that's all right. I think everybody is. Don't worry about it. It's all right to get a little confused. You got a lot of visual stimuli going on here. The four runners all at the same time.
All in different places in Hyrule too.
Meegan's picked up his blue mail. He's in what is that, Misery Mire? I don't think we saw what pendant that was.
No, I'm gonna see if I can.
Medallion.
I don't think we saw it either. Oh, it was Quake. Okay.
All right, so Bombos is completely off the menu. That means there's no way we're gonna have Ognum at this point. Just about everything they need for Dark World access otherwise.
Yeah, Aga is officially dead, but Ped could still be alive. There are a couple different items that could be on Ped. Obviously not Quake, but we could see Ether on the Ped easily.
Yeah, Quake and Ether are the required medallions, and, well, that makes Bombos in the Lumberjack Cave just kind of, well, there. It's along for the ride, I mean, hey. But I don't think anybody will pick that up.
No, it's not really that. It doesn't even have incidental usage like Ether does. Ether you can use to freeze enemies if you need extra magic. You can use it to light up the pathways, but we probably won't see our runners do that.
Well, it's, let's see if I'm not confusing my bosses here. Vitreous is in the ice shell. You could use that. Cold Stare, excuse me. There's so many eyeballs, I can't remember which one's which. But you could use the Bombos to destroy that in one usage instead of basically annihilating the entirety of your magic using the Fire Rod, correct?
Correct. And so it's more magic. Oh, Killer App dead rocking himself out of the bridge area, so he's going to have to wait for that to not be a thing anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately, he couldn't get that second slash to move him out of the way before solidifying and blocking his path.
Yeah, I actually saw somebody use a hookshot to rapidly tap the dead rock out of the way as it was solidifying. I thought that was a really neat trick.
Well, I'm not sure many people know that once you hit the dead rock, while it's flashing, you can still manipulate it before it finally turns into the solid state and just will not move for about 5 seconds. I didn't until I
saw somebody use a hookshot.
So now we have Mikan taking on Lanmolas. Oh no, missing with the hammer.
Oh. The hammer hitbox on Lanmolas is probably even more treacherous than blind if you don't get it exactly right.
Oh, you've got a very small hitbox to work with there, and Mikan on third try took down the final Lanmolas and has claimed another crystal. Killer App's going to get the bad news in Hookshot Cave. But,
and then the good news of the boots on the floating island.
I believe that they all know about the location of the boots at this point.
Yep. In the new DT, picking up his Tempered Sword in the D-style big chest. That was a interesting play from him. I actually didn't see where he picked up the Master Sword.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did he get to Tempered Sword already? Usually 2 is in between 1 and 3, and I never even noticed picking up the Master Sword either.
I'm hearing from chat that it was in Thieves Town.
So apparently 2 swords back to back in Thieves Town.
That's a generous drop in Thieves Town, yeah. Master Sword in Blind's cell. So a cell finally paying out.
Usually you don't see much out of that particular chest, but no, every once in a while. Every dog has their day. I think that's how the saying goes. And unfortunately, today is not Blind's day, as In the Name of DT finishes off Blind.
And he barely made it off script, if it was off script at all. That was a very clean fight.
So now we have, let's see. Willard's still in Skull Woods, although he's defeated Mothula. Kind of interested to see what he's got in mind, or I guess just headed back down to Thieves Town, and nothing too particularly spicy in the chest game there. It looks like it's Thieves Town on the menu for Willard.
Eventually, yeah. It was sort of an interesting play, diving into a pendant Thieves Town for In the Name of DT. It worked out because they got 2 swords out of it. And I guess Thieves Town's a quick enough dive that it's not really that much of a problem. But it's still interesting to see somebody dive into a pendant dungeon. Though it is green, so...
Well, you also get that item on the back end with turning in the green pendant to Sashwala when you get around to finally getting Eastern Palace.
Yep. And with that mirror, it's a very good check because you can route Pa to Eastern to Tha.
And on the 27th dig in the shovel game, we have a second bottle, which In the Name of DT did not seem all that interested in.
Not at all. Although, you mentioned that you were suspicious of the green goo that the old man gave you. I'm even more suspicious of green goo that you find buried in the ground in the Dark World.
That's very true. There's rather suspicious bottles here today. Our singing stump drop seemed to be a piece of heart, so nothing too impressive there.
K45 being a heart container, not much more impressive.
Looks like Meekin is in...
Meekin's in Swamp Palace.
Okay. Killer Rap is in Desert. In the Name of DT is probably on their way to join Meekin in Swamp Palace by the looks of things. No, looks like...
After his hype cave check.
Hype cave check, yes. So he'll be rewarded with his first boomerang and probably more importantly than Titan's mitts. And considering a save and quit from In the Name of DT, and I think realized he's pretty close to Swamp, and just going to, oh no, mirroring out. Going to check the
Where are you going?
Not checking the cave right there. Woo, interesting. I'm now confused in what DT's got on his mind.
He does have Hera still to do, so he might be breaking off for Hera.
No, in the name of
No,
DT
he's
did
done Hera.
Tower of Hera.
Yeah, I just saw the mirror there, so what? Oh, you know what? He's probably making the trip up to Hookshot Cave to get his boots down. He's got the mitts.
Ah, okay. That would make sense.
Although, I guess there's a call for the boots in Swamp Palace, but the question is, I guess, do you save more time getting the boots now and then going to Swamp Palace, or just clearing it out and getting the boots on the back end?
I would say gotta go fast. And, the faster I can go fast, the faster I go. I think picking up the boots earlier gives me more opportunity to dash around and just make up time on mobility. So I am okay with the play. As Killer Rat picks up Landmolus and Meekin dumpsters another boss for another crystal.
That was ridiculous. I'm not sure if you noticed this, but once you pick up the blue mail, the Sprite can becomes a Pepsi can. That's incredible. Do you think red mail is gonna be Coke or Dr. Pepper?
I'd hope for Dr. Pepper, but wouldn't surprise me to see a Coke can after red mail, just due to the overall popularity of the brand name.
Yep, and chat is telling me that it is Coke. So.
Oh, what a shame. That's all right though. Willard looks like he's on his way over to pick up his boots as well as in the name of DT, who has just finished picking up his boots. In the name of DT, not checking Turtle Rock and instead noping out, and looks like he's on his way over to Misery Mire.
Gonna find that Quake requirement and then going to pick up his blue mail out of the shed. Easy play. Mikon doing the weird little funny boomerang clip through the little switch, which is kind of neat.
Well, unfortunately, it was giving me a couple lag frames. I did not see it. What a shame.
Yeah, you can do it in Tower of Hera too. If you have the boomerang when you head up to Tower of Hera, and if there's a key under, like behind in that circle of switches, you can fire your boomerang in such a way that it actually slips between the what do you even call those? The little pedestal nub things, and pick up the key without needing to actually flip this crystal.
I'd just call them blocks for the sake of my own sanity.
Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, we got the bow deep in Swamp Palace.
Oh, that's no fun.
And the Ether Medallion in Swamp Palace. Oh, God.
Oh. All right. Now I've got to reevaluate my life choices here. What could PED possibly be that would keep it in play here?
At this point, I don't.
The only thing I can think of is possibly Ice Rod. Because you'll need that for Trihex at the end of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, beyond that, Pedestal's dead, sadly.
I mean, it'd be nice if it was still something like silvers, but, you can get through without the silvers. So
yep.
I think the time lost on getting the silvers off the pedestal would be way worse than the time you lose by fighting Ganon without the silver
Depending on-
arrows.
Yep, depending on where the silvers happen to be and what you have to do to get them. We also haven't seen our fetch quest items, the shovel or the mushroom, so it's entirely possible that it's buried, or the powder. We haven't seen any of those, so it's entirely possible that the ice rod could be locked behind those.
That's very true. Now, I guess, at the end of the day, we'll see where it ends up being, but, of course, I'm always rooting for the Ped seed, and, I love me some Ognim required seeds as well, so, you can see where my head's at right now. I'm in a very dark place going, oh my, there's not going to be a Ped seed today. What a shame. But in other news, we have In the Name of DT taking on Lanmolus for what should be a fairly quick fight here.
Yep. Of course, if we really want to be mean, we can do this. We can put the book on the pedestal, to the shovel on the Bombos tablet, to mushroom at Dig Spot, to powder at Witch, to ice rod at the Mad Batter.
That's so brutal. I love it.
Right?
I am all for that plan. Now, the thing is, I think In the Name of DT is going to have a two-sword advantage for a very long time, because he was the only one that went into Thieves Town to pick up those two swords, and with it being a pendant, I don't think anyone's going to bother until they get desperate and start trying to hunt down where exactly the ice rod could be for finishing off Turtle Rock. I think chat's brought up the cape, but I don't think that's actively required anywhere.
Bumper Cave. We could put Bumper Cave into that fetch quest chain.
Ah, okay. Looks like Killer App's gonna be making his move into Swamp Palace now. As Meekin goes after Mothula here. Ooh, I think it bounced him off a wall. That shot might not have registered.
Yeah, the mechanics for the Mothula fight are really kind of mean. The spikes in this game, or at least the spikes ringing the edge of Mothula's room, are programmed to overwrite the damage with zero. Or rather, overwrite the damage of the level 4 damage source, which Mothula doesn't take any damage from. So if you hit Mothula with anything and it bumps him back into the spikes, he won't take damage from that hit.
Yeah, unfortunately, I saw Mothula shoot forward from the back wall twice, so it looks like two of those hits were negated by that mechanic. However, it did not stop him from taking down Mothula. Meekin upgrading that green potion he used at Mothula into a blue potion at the witch's hut, and it looks like Eastern Palace is the next play for Meekin, unless he tries going for Hobo, Zora, Catfish.
Yeah, he's about to make his checks up into Zora's region and then find out that it's Bupkis, but may as well get him out of the way while you're up here.
Oh, there's
Or
a
maybe
powder in the
not.
water.
Powder in the Waterfall of Wishing. I lied.
It depends on what it ends up giving you. It's either a big waste of time with the fetch quest, or let's see what our Zora investment firm has in store for our runners today.
It's always interesting because Zora almost never has anything, but there's always a possibility that he does.
Oh, we're about to find out, and let's see what we've got today. Oh,
We got the red mail. Well, I guess.
500 rupees for red mail?
I mean, it's not like you're using the rupees for anything
I'm
else.
okay with that. You know, it's when you get a 5% return on your investment and he gives you a rupee or something like that, and you just kind of...
Yeah, but with the red mail, it's a decent pull. It's a good safety item. Not that runners of this caliber are likely to need it, but it's always handy to have.
Well, I'd rather have it and not need it than want it and not have it.
Exactly.
Now, it looks like we're going to have a Palace of Darkness check for Meekin here.
It's fully clearable for him.
Okay, yeah. That just wanted to make sure that he had everything to finish Palace of Darkness. And he does have the bow, so can go Palace of Darkness into Eastern Palace and just get 2 crystals in one play, picking up secondary fire source in the lantern for Meekin as well.
And with our other 3 runners deep in the Swamp Palace, we're going to be finding, in the name of DT, is going to be finding his bow and ether. Going to be very happy about that.
Yeah, hopefully that'll catch him. Well, actually, who do you think's in the lead right now? I mean, just looking at things, DT and Meekin have 4 crystals each, but they definitely have different crystals.
DT has 3 crystals and Thieves' Crown is a green pendant.
Ah, right.
So Meekin is
skills of observation.
So Meekin is technically ahead in terms of crystals and items. He has a shovel and the mushroom, or shovel and powder, while in the name of DT does not.
Yeah, Meekin has just picked up the shovel in one of the chests in
Palace of Darkness.
Palace of Darkness. But yes, Turtle Rock most definitely is the other 5/6 crystal, along with was it
Desert Palace.
Yeah, sorry.
No worries.
Try to think of more than one thing at once, and I just go and confuse myself. I'm old. I got to remember I can't go and do things like that. Now, there were actually 2 swords in Thieves' Town. So chat was inquisitive as to why In the Name of DT is on Tempered Sword, and all of our other featured runners are still on their Fighter Sword.
Oh, Meekin not getting that bomb quite in the right position, so he has to go again.
Question in chat. Master Sword is the minimum for Ganon, correct? And to confirm that, you are correct. A level 2 sword is the minimum you need, especially with no silver arrows available at this time to be able to do damage to Ganon inside of that fight.
Cloth Racer in chat is correct. The final sword could be anywhere in GT, but if you don't dip these down, that means you're going to be doing Trinex with Fighter Sword, and that is just... Ugh.
Oh, by that sound, you're trying to say that it's not an advisable strategy for people to try.
No, it wouldn't, and they wouldn't even need to, actually, because they do have the hammer.
Okay, so there is a slight workaround to that in using the hammer.
Yep, just gotta play Menu Simulator.
Oh, fun for the whole family.
About as fun as doing the Menu Simulator Argus fight.
Oh, you mean when you don't have arrows and just have to take them all down with, I think, 8 sword slashes each?
You're thinking of Vitreous.
Oh, no. Armos Knights, when you don't have the bow.
Oh, I was meaning Argus.
Ah, okay.
Whoops.
See, again, that whole easily confused thing.
That whole listening thing, yeah.
Who does that? I don't. I mean, look at where it's gotten me so far. Mocked and ridiculed by all. Looks like Killer App's gonna start his double play of Palace of Darkness into Eastern Palace as Meekin is trying to finish off going with the bow, and there goes Helmasaur.
Bullied hard, but manages to turn it in.
Oh, just look like a rupee drop on the pyramid ledge.
Yeah, not gonna see that.
And just for the record, last Friday when I had an Randomizer run that I was doing commentary on, I believe the Armos Knights appeared at least 3 times and possibly 4 times, and at no point did the runners have the bow for any of those instances. It was a struggle, to say the least.
Nasty. Let's see what Bradley's going to get from the catfish, and it's a ruby drop.
Looks like he's going to be heading off to Waterfall Cave and picking up the powder, possibly with stops at Zora Ledge and Zora as well.
Looks like it. And with that red mail off Zora, it's not a bad idea to do.
Well, yeah, that'll be his red mail because he's already sitting on the blue mail. The ledge just looked like it was a piece of heart, so I don't think anybody's going to go out of their way for that.
All that way for a piece of heart, not going to happen.
You never know.
Like, okay, maybe if you're low on health and you have 3 pieces of heart, you do it for the refill, maybe?
Yeah, that's probably about the only way. Ooh, Willard
giving up the red mail.
Bold strategy.
Let's see if it pays off for him.
Now, Willard looks to be setting up for Swamp Palace at this point, or is he going to do the double play of... Oh, he's going north. It looks like it's Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace for Willard now as well. looks like once this is all said and done, it's going to be a quest for the ice rod to be able to finish off Turtle Rock, and this is where we could find all manner of nonsense and shenanigans occurring, because that ice rod's going to be required to finish what will be for them the last crystal dungeon in Turtle Rock.
Yep. And given that the ice rod is only useful for Trinex, it could be literally anywhere.
It would be a very, very, decisive low blow if it's on the pedestal. And right now we have no book, so there's no way to check the pedestal.
Could always be a paradox to book on the pedestal.
Well, that would be, ice rod on one of the tablets you need the book to read, like the Bombos tablet, the Quaker Ether tablet. I don't know how viable that could actually be as to if it's possible or not.
It could be a thing, which would mean that Thieves Town is a required pendant because you need at least the Master Sword in order to grab the item off the tablet in the first place.
Yeah, the Sashrula trade-in, do you remember what it was? I know it wasn't anything good.
I don't recall seeing it.
I think it was like bombs or something like that, but it wasn't anything that made me go, ooh, yeah, that Thieves Town green pendant was, definitely the right way to go. Even though we didn't know at the time it was the right way. It's like Willard not going to attempt the bomb jump across to the big chest. And for the record, chat was saying Sashrula's trade-in is 50 rupees.
Mm-hmm.
Killer App 23 bonks Helmasaur's nose. And I can hear the furious button mashing to shoot those arrows as quickly as possible. Meekin trying to set up for a quick kill with the Armos Knights. Oh, it turned red right before he could get that last shot off, and rewarded with a victory burrito.
Yep. He got it nicely, though. Willard eventually opted to the bomb strat.
Interesting. I'm going to have to grill him and see if he remembers why he didn't do it right off the bat. I'm going to have to make a little note to self, and hopefully, old man memory doesn't come into play and I forget about it. So it looks like the hunt for Ice Rod is on for Meekin here. And it looks like we might have the dip into Turtle Rock. Or are we going to go...
Looks like actually we're getting a Spike Cave check from Mekon. He's using up his magic at an awful fast rate. He's going to start taking damage.
Well, he's got plenty of hearts, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Yep. And the refill, because he picked up the 4th piece of heart.
Well, unfortunately, he just save and quit right out of there. Just noped out, so the refill kind of wasted. looks like we're off to Turtle Rock now for Meekin, unless he's got something else he's going to end up checking. So it looks like the Turtle Rock dip to hopefully find the fire rod. Or, excuse me, ice rod.
Yep. So now the troll hunt begins for the ice rod, and maybe we'll see him go into Thieves Town eventually later if he needs swords. I hope he does. He's going to need it.
Well, if we have a pedestal seed, everybody's going to end up in Thieves Town because they'll have to get the pedestal. Or
Yep.
the pendants for the pedestal.
If we find the book buried in Turtle Rock or Ganis Tower, we may well see a pet check.
Now, Willard, instead of bonking the nose of Helmasaur, he's booping the nose with the sword and taking down Helmasaur pretty quickly. Then looks like he'll use his mirror to get over into Eastern Palace, and that'll be his 6th crystal in the name of DT, slightly ahead of him on his way through Eastern Palace for the 6th crystal. Killer App and Meekin are both currently engaged in the hunt for Red October. Ice Rod.
Yep. Unfortunately, no Sean Connery in this one.
Well, I might be able to pull off the Sean Connery voice.
In the name of DT, going to keep pulling ahead as he moves through Eastern, taking advantage of that tempered sword.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We got a slight glitch on the Restream side. Not sure if you saw it, but we've just pulled Silvers out of the roller room in Turtle Rock.
Oh, wow, okay. No, unfortunately, I did not see that. I had a little Mr. Destructoid issue going, and next thing I know, once we were done pausing for a commercial break, I see in the name of DT picking up his Eastern Palace crystal, and Willard about ready to have a go at the Armos Knights himself.
There's the Quake Medallion.
So it looks like Killer App and Meekin are diving Turtle Rock now to hopefully find the ice rod on the way through.
Yep, or else they're going to need to dip out.
Ooh, Killer App able to pull off the quick lighting and getting through, so it looks like he'll be picking up his silvers in the
with the swag little cane dash.
That's something I've got to figure out how to do. I keep seeing it. I can pull off the hammer dash, but I can't get the cane dash.
You'd think it's the same mechanic, but I've never tried it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. You know, I'll be off to the emulator to see what I can pull off. Unfortunately, I'm on the bench right now since I don't know if it's public knowledge or not, but I decided it'd be a real great idea to put my hand underneath a 40-pound statue that I was moving, and my hand did not win that confrontation.
No, I wouldn't imagine that your hand would. Hope it's a quick healing process for you.
Well, they say 6 weeks, but you never know. But count the days and see what happens, you know. Now it's DT picking up powder and well, for him it would be blue mail since he's not picked up the blue mail otherwise.
Yep.
At Zora, so I think he's gonna get. I think he'll actually pick up the blue mail where Willard noped out of the red mail.
What in the world is the bunny sprite for the soda can? I don't.
Well, since they picked up the moon pearl so early, I'm not sure we'll be able to see that.
Oh, Mikon finally getting his ice rod. Unfortunately, I think that means Ped is now officially dead.
But in other news, they are officially in go mode now.
No. Well, no, Mikon not really. He still needs to get at least Master Sword.
Ah, right. So they're in... Well, we're in no mode then, since we know where it is. But it'll be in the name of DT if he goes into Dipping Turtle Rock. He'll actually be able to take the lead by proxy by having dipped Thieves Town already and picking up both of those sword upgrades.
Yep. And that's what Mikon's looking for right now. He's trying to find that sword, I bet.
Oh, it could be anywhere, so there's just as much chance of it being on that last chest of laser bridge. And there's Killer App picking up his ice rod. And it looks like Mikon's trying to negotiate a way across, and no, not at laser bridge. So it looks like Killer App and Mikon are assuming that they're not going to go into Thieves Town, given that they're fundamentally in go mode aside from having a level 2 sword.
Not having a level 2 sword.
Yes. I guess now it's the hunt for Red October became the hunt for that level 2 sword, and wherever that 4th upgrade would be for In the Name of DT as well.
Yeah.
Because we do know that 2 upgrades are in Thieves Town.
Yep. It's always possible that the final sword will be somewhere in GT, and that's basically what Mikon and Killer App are going to be hoping for.
Ooh, this fight's...
This fight's turning into a brutal slog.
Oh, at least Mikon was able to stop Trihex from littering all over the field of battle there. Looks like just enough magic to take 2 more shots at the head. If he only has 1, he's got to make it count.
And he's got to be really careful to hit the head. It looks like he might have 1 more ice shot left in him, but
there goes.
Oh, there we go. He's got, and he did it right on time. He had to be really careful about his health.
He's not out of the woods yet. I don't think he has any filled bottles either.
Nope,
so
he just ran the check for him, so
he's got to be very careful, because if he gets clipped here, he's done.
Trinex Ballet, live and in person.
He'll take 2 hearts of damage, and subtracting that from 1.5 hearts does not a very happy Mikon make.
Nope, but he got it.
Mikon able to clutch out that fight with Trihex, and that will be his final crystal. So he will be able to unlock Ganon's Tower. Even though we aren't officially in go mode, I think that's enough to unlock a nice little game that we like to play.
Yep, it's not official. We're not going to use a bot for it, but there are 22 item locations in GT where that big key could be. And as a bonus, Mikon's also going to be looking for that Master Sword.
Ooh, so we could have a little bonus round action going here.
Yeah.
So let's see. We could go, what number is the big key and what number is the final sword, since we know two of them are in Thieves Town. Since we're just going to have some fun with it anyway, in the name of DT, doing a powder check, and we'll see how that works out.
If it stops being... Oh, Pizza Heart. I was a little worried that it was going to be glitchy and not let me see it.
All right, number one was...
Nikon pulling the mirror shield and then dipping and then leaving right side for left side.
Well,
I think that's the Dark Magician route.
Well, without any keys, I don't think you can keep going on the right side. And there's the big key. Number 3 is our winner.
Yep. Congratulations to Death Warrior 17 for picking the right number for big key. We'll see if number 7 does in fact end up being the sword.
Krogzar is the first in chat to be able to correctly identify chest number 3 as, location number 3 as being the proper location for the big key of Ganon's Tower.
Yep. And Max Plus Pi is absolutely correct. This is going to be a ridiculously fast Ganon Tower for In the Name of DT, because he doesn't have to find a sword.
Well, he just has to find his way over to Turtle Rock, and he seems to be looking for the ice rod everywhere else, and unfortunately, we can't really give him a lifeline and say, hey, might want to go start on Turtle Rock there.
Yeah, ice rod eating Turtle Rock is kind of mean, so I don't blame him for trying to find it.
Unfortunately, he's going into Spike Cave and about to get some bad news.
Killer App starting his run through GT as well. This is going to be kind of brutal.
I believe that was chest number 8 for Meekin, and still no key. Or excuse me, has the key. No giant or master sword.
Let's try to think of where else that sword could be hiding. It could be hiding in Ice Palace, because nobody's dipped Ice Palace. It could be hiding in Misery Mire.
Well, logically speaking, it would have to be in one of the pendant dungeons if it's not inside of Ganon's Tower.
And actually, logically speaking, even more, it can't be in Misery Mire because you need the Master Sword in order to use a medallion.
Ah, that's quite right.
So
well, how would they have opened up Turtle Rock then?
Oh, do you not actually need? Okay.
I don't think you need the Master Sword to activate the medallions, as well, I can't say in the name of DT is while he's activating the medallion, but he has Tempered Sword.
Yeah, so no, you just need to fight a sword for medallion. I did not know that. Thank you, chat, for clearing me up on that.
But I mean, Meekin and Killer App would not have been able to get into Turtle Rock, as they still are stuck on the fighter sword.
Yeah,
Meekin,
so it's
taking
going to
care
be
of the first boss in the gauntlet.
Yep. It's going to be really ugly if Meekin can't find a sword in GT, because he's going to, he's probably going to want to check these down first, because it's just the easiest pendant dungeon to go to, but it's going to be really interesting.
That's very true. Well, they do have the net, so they can get up to Ganon himself, but they would currently have no way of defeating him, if I'm recalling everything correctly.
I believe that is the case.
Of course, you know, I reserve the right to be wrong at any and every time ever, but, you know.
Killer App diving the gauntlet instead of going to check the big chest. I mean, Chat's right. It could be the tile room. It could be big chest. It could be anywhere at this point.
That's very true. I mean, well, it could be the last chest that I know it's been mentioned a couple times in chat that we could have it as the last chest in the Moldorm refight.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see that the hole to Ganon will be open, but if we don't find a second sword along the way, you're going to get stuck and not be able to take on Ganon at all.
Nope. And then it becomes a hunt for the sword.
And in the name of DT, having all of the required items is on the right path now to pick up the ice rod along the way, and we might see a come from behind win with having made the Thieves' Town dip. So this will be this is a quite interesting race because you have two people right on top of each other, neck and neck, inside of Ganon's tower, but they lack the required tools to be able to beat the game. They can get up to Ganon, but as of right now, they do not have a level 2 sword. On the other hand, we have In the Name of DT with everything needed. And it looks like Willard's going to end up unlocking Ganon's tower as well, with still having the fighter sword.
Yeah, so while it might appear that In the Name of DT is behind to a moderate degree, if you look at what people need to complete the game, DT is actually sort of ahead, unless Killer App and Mikan dive Thieves' Town immediately, because
it's an interesting situation because by proxy, I think there's a couple places we could still find that fourth sword, but it's a Hail Mary. I mean, it's needle in the haystack sort of odds. And unfortunately for Killer App, he'll be able to take down Ognim, but if he's going to continue with the fighter sword, he'll have to find at least a level 2 sword to be able to fight Ganon.
Yep. And I think given the areas left, Thieves' Town is probably going to be your densest play. So it's where I imagine Killer App and Mikan are going to go.
So at this point, Killer App has gotten to Ganon, but I don't believe he has what he needs to be able to... Actually, he could try to hammer Ganon, couldn't he?
No, that's only in Swordless mode. Swordless mode has Ganon programmed to take damage from the hammer.
Okay.
Otherwise, he will not take damage from the hammer.
Okay, and Killer App is not going down to Ganon, so he knows that, we have the Pyramid check. That's a negative. We're going to have a Pyramid Fairy check here. Since we have all the crystals, Pyramid Fairy would be a possibility. Looks like taking a trip up to
Catfish. But actually, Killer App 23, if he dove Thieves' Town in the near future, he could retake his lead, because In the Name of DT still has to climb up GT.
So now it's a race to see if Killer App ends up in Thieves' Town before In the Name of DT catches up. Mikan is still digging through Ganon's tower, looking high, low, up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start, trying just about everything he can, including the Konami code there to try to
Up,
find
down,
that
down, left,
second.
right, left, right, BA, start.
Oh no, Moldworm
Oh,
voting Meekin
fell
off
right
the
off the
island
edge.
again. Killer App getting the bad news, but it looks like having not checked Waterfall or Zora, it looks like that's going to be Killer App's next play. He's going to get rewarded only with a powder and red mail, which I'm not sure he's going to be too pleased in seeing either.
Nope. So let's see if DT dips left side immediately, or makes that initial check on the right side.
And chat catching me out as I did say select start. You know, some of us, have older brothers and, weren't allowed to play Contra or Life Force alone. We had to, get carried by our older brother, back in the day.
So DT's about to find his big key with this tempered sword. It's going to be a lot faster climb for him.
And Killer App, does pick up the red mail and gonna nope out of there. Let's see where he decides to start. If he picks the Sanctuary, he's on the right trail. Oh, picking the Mountain Man.
Ooh.
So it looks like Thieves Town won't be exactly where he's gonna head off. Oh no, he does go to Thieves Town.
Yep, he's on his way to Thieves Town right now. So we got a race, boys.
Oh, don't go up there.
He asked to.
Yeah, I guess you have to get back into the Dark World.
So as soon as Killer App picks up his Master Sword, I'm gonna. Where are you going? Killer App, what?
No.
Where are you going? You need to be
left.
going to Thieves Town.
To the left. That's up. That's not left.
Book
left.
on Bumper Cave. He was probably doing the Bumper Cave check first. Oh, are we gonna get a pet check?
Well, they don't have. Nobody has book. I believe.
Yeah, I don't need the fucking thing.
No, but the book's on Bumper Cave.
Ah, okay.
No, he's leaving it.
Now let's see if Meekin can choose wisely here, as oh, don't you dare go to the blacksmith.
Oh, that he could do that, couldn't he?
Yeah, he could do the blacksmith line.
With the mirror, it's a quick check though.
That is true, but I mean,
Oh,
unless
you know, it would be worse if he did.
right there, it's right there. Go back.
Oh, he's doing it. He's probably gonna do it, and then he's probably gonna check Launchbox too.
Yeah, Meekin seems to be on the same mindset because he had just checked. Oh, there we go. Yeah, get in there. Go. Oh, Meekin.
Meekin not going the right way.
Gonna check the Thieves Town closet. The Killer App here is on the right track. I don't know if he'll stick around for both swords. I think he's just gonna get his level 2 sword, upgrade to the Master Sword, and just nope out. Ooh, Meekin going back in. So we definitely have a race now. How quickly can they find that level 2 sword versus DT scaling Ganon's tower? We have ourselves a race. Unfortunately, Willard is still on the level 1 sword and scaling up Ganon's tower as well. I think he's going to get unfortunate bad news that there's no...
What, Killer App? What are you doing? Oh God!
No, get back in there. Oh my!
Holy God! This is a race now. With Killer App leaving Easttown, he's
This
not
is
going back.
absolutely spicy.
Mekon making the same play.
No, get back in there!
Oh,
No.
this seed.
Oh, he's gonna go and
Oh,
he's gonna go hammer pegs. No, you had it right. You had it right. Oh, no.
this seed ended up delivering.
Oh, Meekin locating the book, and I think gonna get on out of there. What we know, no matter what Hammer Cave would have been, nope, doesn't really matter. It looks like gonna have a blacksmith's. Well, we're gonna have a powder check.
Bat check, graveyard ledge, lunchbox, everywhere but where they need to be.
And they were there too. Oh man!
Given they've checked the 4 chests, they're not going back.
And I think they picked up the big key, and I believe one of the swords was in the big chest, if I remember everything correctly. They were in Thievestown. Question in chat. I missed the thing. Where in the name of DT find the swords? They were in the back of Thievestown.
And DT is the only one who actually ran through Thievestown to clear it. Oh, man.
Oh, this is so savage. And now Killer App's going to do the shovel game, which is just going to be a waste of time because it's 23 digs before he's going to find absolutely nothing of value. And now, in the name of DT, has taken the lead as he's able to start the Ganon fight.
Oh, I'm gonna love telling DT about this when we get him in for an interview.
Oh, the interviews here are going to be so savage.
Everywhere but where they need to be.
And they were where they needed to be. They just needed to check the big chest. I know they picked up the big key.
Yeah, they picked up the big key, so even if they didn't bother dipping into the maiden to grab it, the big chest is right there. 2 swords side by side.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for both Meekin and Killer App 23. They were so close. And in the name of DT had not started the Ganon fight yet. But at this point, he's already on phase 4. And not getting the...
Not getting the torch glitch, but it doesn't even matter at this point.
He gets a trip. Oh, not able to finish him off. And there's shot number 4.
In the name of DT, finishing up his run. GG's in chat.
Well, let's see. He may mess up the last little quest. You know, it's only 3 pixels wide. You know, Luke had to hit a trench that was 2 meters wide. All right,
In the name of DT, finishing first in the race with an official SRTV time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 21 seconds.
Well done. GG. Way to make the comeback and finish everything off while Killer App and Meekin are unfortunately following the wrong path. So they've both chosen to turn in the blacksmith, and Meekin is on the way to unlock the lunchbox. And
this was the best ending I could have asked for. And blacksmith just given a red potion, probably putting some of that fire in a bottle.
And let's see if we can hopefully get in the name of DT in here for an interview. And yes, in the name of DT finished in first place. So one of our restreamed runners has finished in first place, and easily could have had second and third as well if. Well, it's still entirely possible, since, to my knowledge, no one else has finished as of yet. But Killer App and Meekin, if they go back into Thievestown, will find themselves respectively, well, right now in second and third until somebody else finishes. Willard has started the hunt for the sword, and it's going to come up empty in our little mini digging game. And the worst part is Killer App and Meekin only needed to open the big chest.
They only needed to go that little bit further. And we have in the name of DT.
Well, I heard the Discord ping. Let's see if he's ready to unmute the mic and jump on in.
I'm here. What's up, guys?
Oh, how's it feel?
What was that? I'm sorry.
I said, wow, that race. You were the only one of the race runners to actually go past the first four. It looks like Meekon's now running to check the swords, but you were the first one to do it.
Huh.
That Thieves Town dip ended up paying off in spades for you. Out of the restreamed runners, you're the only one that has anything above a fighter sword.
I see that. I actually just tuned in soon after I finished, and I guess it's just the stigma around pendant dungeons. A lot of people with Thieves Town, and it's a totally reasonable play, won't go beyond the first four. In this case, none of the first four items, and none of the first four locations had items, though. It was all map, compass, small key, and big key. So all four of the items in Thieves were much later on, and at that point I figured, let's just go for it. 4 items and green pendant.
Oh, the kicker is they both have the Thieves Town big key, and neither of them have checked the big chest. And we know that's where one of the swords were.
Yeah.
Willard opening up the Pyramid Fairy, finding half magic and the mushroom.
And going to turn it in.
Yeah, Maiden Chest and the Big Chest both had swords. So they were about as deep as they could have been in that dungeon.
Yeah, without actually being on the blind.
Yeah, no, that was nuts. I was happy enough to find one sword, but as soon as I found the second one, it's like, wow.
Like, GG.
This is huge. But I don't know. Thieves Town's one of those weird dungeons too, because it's such an accessible location that you should. It's easy enough to weight it as if it's like another 4-item location, such as doing the entire blacksmith sequence with powder and hammer. It's still 4 items.
Yep. Yeah. We were watching Meekon and Killer App actually duck out of Thieves Town and go do those checks way quickly. But Meekon finding his Master Sword, he is going to immediately go to 4?
I would have thought he would have went into to the castle to warp to the pyramid.
Did they beat Aghanim?
No.
Yes.
You're right. That wouldn't work.
Oh, no. Killer App, one of them... Who was the one who beat...
No one did. No one defeated Aghanim the first time around. So Meekin had to go south to open up Dark World access to be able to then go up to the pyramid.
Killer App did beat Aghanim, but right now he's checking his basement chests, trying desperately to find the sword that's not there.
And this was so savage because both of those runners were technically ahead of you, but they only had the level 1 sword, and they were both in Thieves Town almost at the same time, picked up the big key, but didn't follow it through and pick up that big chest. And that's when you had scaled your way up through Ganon's tower.
Wait, that's right. The Castle Warp only exists if you beat Aga 1, not Aga 2.
Yeah,
yes,
that's what correct. That's what I was trying to clarify.
Yeah.
Everybody, all of the restreamed runners have defeated Aghanim 2, but I don't believe any of them have defeated Aghanim 1, and it looks like Killer App is actually going through Hyrule Castle and doing exactly that right now, which unfortunately is one of the few locations where that stray fourth sword may actually be.
Yeah, what's interesting about the AGA 1 play is that it was a matter of time to find out whether or not Bombos was actually going to be required, since that was up in the tree.
Yeah.
But it's like, as soon as you get the Titan's Mitts in that case, you go and figure out those locations, and then you knew right away that Aghanim wasn't required at all, because obviously by that point we had Hammer, we had Flippers, so we had full Dark World access without needing that first Aghanim to be defeated.
Yeah, the only real thing you would have needed to deal with Aghanim for was just getting the Lumberjack Cave moved forward so you could get the Bombos medallion. And
Meekon in a very perilous position with one heart.
Yes. Needs to score 2 more hits with the sword. No, 1 more now. Hopefully Ganon does not give him the bird as he teleports around. I think that was the 4th shot.
Yep, so Meekon moving into phase 4 presently.
Oh, and a wise decision to use that goo, because he got zapped for 4 hearts.
And the heads-up play to stop moving because Ganon's fire bats have a weird property where if you get hit by them, you get pushed in the opposite direction that you're moving. So if you get hit by them, the best thing to do is just stop moving.
Yeah, there's no probability of you getting knocked off the ledge, and Willard actually has picked up his sword, and looks like he's in the Ganon fight as well now, with Killer App still searching high, low, everywhere he can, and unfortunately going to pick up some bad news in the Spike Cave.
And Meekon finishing up his Ganon fight. GG's in chat for him. Meekon finishing in 2nd place overall with an SRTV time of 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 10 seconds.
Wow, that Thieves Town play is...
And we're going to pull him right in. Meekon, GG. How about that Thieves Town?
Video games are stupid, dude. I'm laughing so much right now.
Oh, DT, would you mind letting Meekon know where the tempered sword was?
Would you like to know, Meekon?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Thieves Town Big Chest.
Crap. So I figured I was the first one in the G Tower. That's what I guessed. And was that right?
Yes.
It was between you and Killer App
to unlock Ganon access.
Okay. Well, I figured at that point, I saw the sword. If there's nothing here, and there wasn't, I was thinking, man, someone is going to win, and they probably won because it's over in the Village of Outcasts area, because that's kind of a major place not to go, right? And then I found all 4 dungeon items in the first 4 of Thieves Town. I just said, you gotta be kidding me, dude. So I just got out of there because I was mad at Thieves Town. And then I saw the dun, and I don't know what I was doing at the moment. I was probably going
raging profusely.
No, I wasn't nearly as mad as it probably seemed. I was probably taking the purple chest down there. I've never had to do so much after beating Aghanim.
Willard finishing in 3rd place overall with an SRTV time of 1 hour, 38:27 seconds.
Hayfield Bay, who was not one of our restreamed runners, will take the 4th place position, literally a second behind Willard, with an official time of 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 28 seconds.
And we got Willow J. Bradley here. GG, sir.
GG. I am so mad. I am so mad.
I wonder why.
Would you like to know where that tempered sword is, sir?
No, I don't.
Fair enough.
Too bad. You're going to learn anyway.
All right, we'll see you then. I'm outie. Or was it?
Oh no.
Was
The
it
2 swords were nope, Maiden Chest and Thieves Down Big Chest.
2 sword. So we don't know where the 4th one is?
No,
As
not
of
yet.
yet, we do not know where the 4th sword
that's
upgrade
so
is. We do not
that's
know
so
where the butter
stupid.
sword
It's
is.
pretty stupid.
It was so dumb, but I loved it.
I'm guessing DT had it going up
Oh,
to T-Rock?
Yeah, GT had
Yes.
it like ages ago.
Yeah, I figured. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
he-
kind of one of those things. Not much
Yeah,
you knew
he
about
full
it.
cleared Thieves Town, and Killer App 23 is about to find the bad news. It just found his Master Sword. And
I
goes out of there.
considered it. I considered it because I dipped into Thieves Town while I was making my rounds at the northern Dark World, looking for Ice Rod, and of course, you get the Thieves Town care package in the first 4 chests with both map compass, big key and small key.
Well-
and I'm like, no, I'm out.
Well, Mr. Willard, I hadn't been to the Village of Outcasts area by the time I finished all the crystal dungeons. So I did first 4 of Thieves and then left anyway.
Oh, no. So you went straight for the T-Rock play?
I did, yes.
Smart. Yeah, it worked out. Until swords. I just, full clearing GT. Gotta say though, I gotta go back and clip my gauntlet because that was. I don't think I missed I maybe missed 1 bow shot, but I think I killed almost everything in the gauntlet with the bow. It was really good.
Godlike gauntlet.
I was pretty happy with that. But yeah, and then after I landed on the pyramid, I was like, well, let's go check all those fetch quests that I left behind, like shovel, powder, and then pyramid fairy. I was like, that'd be the most convenient place to get a sword. And then nope, mushroom. All right, let me go check mushroom.
Oh wow, I'm glad I didn't go there.
So mad. So yeah, it was after GT is pretty much anyone's game. Well, except DT had it. So yeah, I mean, I was worried it was going to be like all 3 swords in Ice Palace or something like that. I was kind of tempted to go into Mire after not finding a sword in GT, just because of how late Quake was. But then I was like, it's not really too late because it's like you could have gotten it at the beginning of T-Rock. So I don't know.
And we have our 5th place finisher, Lord of Dabu, finishing with an SRTV time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 26 seconds.
And Killer App 23, who's the last of our featured runners today, is starting his Ganon fight.
Someone asking in chat, yes, I always turn off silvers in the gauntlet to reduce lag, especially in those busy rooms. So that's why. Not a
Yeah,
misclick.
those silvers are no joke for lag. Sorry, Willard.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're good.
Another statement or question in chat is that DT found swords long before the others, and that is correct. He chose to full clear Thieves Town, which was the green pendant today, and that worked out far better than I think he could have possibly imagined. Finding 2 sword upgrades in Thieves Town.
I mean, that's how it goes. I thought about it, but I was like, it's a pendant. I want to find the mitts first so I can speed things up. And then I found the mitts in Hype Cave. I was like, because I was going to go dive into Swamp, but I got the boots, and then I was like, all right, now I'll go do Desert, then dive into Swamp, and then anyone that skipped left side Swamp is probably kicking themselves because it was a pretty stacked Swamp.
That's exactly what I
Oh
did.
god,
too.
yeah, finding bow and ether, that was great.
I was super planning on going to after getting the mirror and from Hera. After Hera, I was super prepared to go do Swamp Palace, and then I found the mitts there. It's like, let's hold that off a little bit longer.
Yeah. And then I went straight for Pod. I don't think Pod ended up having anything.
No, it didn't.
So, but yeah, it's like everything kind of worked out where you didn't really have a need to go independent dungeons. It just so happened that there were swords in Thieves Town. So whoever, spent the time to just dive into Pendant Thieves Town won. And that was clearly what happened. So GG's to DT.
Yeah.
That's
When I knew how well I was doing going up the GT, I just knew there had to be something. If someone was going to win, leagues ahead of me, I knew something had to be in Thieves Town, and it just happened to be swords.
And Killer App 23 taking the taking 7th place overall with an official SRTV time of 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 36 seconds.
And if you don't mind, while I have the time, Lord Dabu finished in 5th place with a time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, 26 seconds. Nachin finished in 6th place with 1 hour, 43 minutes, 15 seconds. Lyra Silveria finished in 8th place with 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 46 seconds. And that is everyone that is finished so far.
KillRap 23, GG, sir.
Yeah, GG.
How about that Thieves Town, huh?
Yeah.
Tempered Sword was in the
Big
big
chest.
chest,
Oh wow.
right?
Yeah, I didn't go anywhere near Village of Outcasts until after I killed Agatu. So yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty great seed. First, the left side swamp paying off, and then the East Town paying off. Lord.
Yeah, given with what we know, that 4th sword upgrade had to have probably been in Ice Palace or Misery Mire, and I don't think anybody was going to go into either.
No, that's a really tough sell.
But that was absolutely brutal, watching both you and Meekin almost at the same time finish the Ganon's Tower Gauntlet, open up the Ganon fight, and be on the level 1 sword only.
Yeah.
And
Even more painful was watching you grab the first 4 items of Thieves Town and then bail.
Yeah. Did you do that too?
Yeah, they both did.
Did we? Nice.
Yeah.
I did as well.
Yeah.
But I did that before T-Rock, but still. Who was the first one, aside from DT, because he's different, between me, KillRap, and Mekon, who was the first one to actually beat Agatu?
Meekin was, well, technically in the lead and the first to unlock the Ganon fight. KillRap, you were seconds behind.
Okay.
But, being the commentators, we get to see a little how quick are they going to find their way over to Thieves Town? And, well, since we knew there were 2 sword upgrades over there, we knew where your next destination likely was hopefully going to be.
I can't believe I spent 10 minutes looking for a sword.
I spent half an hour. Oh no, 20 minutes at least.
So awful.
So it was so much fun.
GG's, guys. Good race.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done, guys. Although you got, 3 out of the 4 of you got absolutely trolled by the sword placements.
Also, I sniped someone by 1 second. That was great. All right, bye.
Yeah.
All right, so any last words before we shut it down?
I will reiterate my point. The video games are stupid.
And for the record, your comment is noted.
Thank you. Good. That's all I got.
Just general GGs all around. Thanks for the commentary. Thanks to whoever's tracking.
I believe it's level 17 and Sindoris are our trackers today.
And I'd like to go ahead and thank all of our runners, especially the restream runners. I know it's difficult to put yourself out there in front of 300 people at this point. Also, thanks to our speed gaming community for giving us a home here. And once again, thank you all for watching, viewers of the backbone of Twitch.